To make the satay noodle soup in a peanutty broth, you're going to need oyster mushrooms, bok choy, cilantro, Thai bird chili pepper, lemongrass, chopped garlic, brown sugar, spice mixed, sliced carrots, chicken stock, soy sauce, oil, peanut butter, chopped onions, coconut cream or coconut milk, and rice noodles. So the first thing we're going to start, take about a 4-liter pot, 4 or 5-liter pot, and put about 3 liters of water. The water, you can take hot water from the tap, you will save time, and bring it to a boil. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about the oyster mushrooms. Before we wash them, I'm going to separate them. Cut them from the stem like so. Good. Now the mushroom here, we're going to give them a very brief, and with just a little bit of water, just stir and drain very quickly, okay? The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut about those mushrooms. If they're big, I'm just going to cut them a little bit. If they're small, I'm going to leave them whole, okay? I'm not going to bother. So good. Make sure there's no water in your bowl, okay? So if there's any water, just remove it, and then put your mushroom here. Done. Then we're going to work on the bok choy. We are going to separate the leaves from the stem. Okay, so we're going to cut the core here. We're going to go around the core here. There we go. And this, we're going to remove it. And then we're going to separate the leaves from the core. Now this one, when you're right to the heart, you can cut it in half, that's fine, like so. So now I'm going to take this to my sink. I'm going to put a bit of cold water or in a bowl, and I'm going to wash it in the bowl. So for the bok choy, we're going to put them together. There we go. And then we're going to slice it diagonally. There we go. So the next ingredient we're going to work on is going to be the cilantro, okay? So the cilantro, just wash it, and then we're going to chop it. Just remove the stuff stem like that. What is important for your cilantro is you don't want to have bad leaves. So if you have something black or something yellow, if it's not green, it's not good. Okay, now the cilantro doesn't have to be too thin, okay? It could be roughly chopped, that's fine. And then I'm going to put it back in my little container here. Good. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut the stem off here. And then I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to remove the seeds. If you like really hot food, you can leave the seeds, okay? But it will be extremely spicy, okay? So I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to remove it. So I'm going to use my index finger here, and I'm going to slice it. So like this, okay? And then I'm going to do the other side, the other half, I mean. Good. So you're going to turn your heat on. So I'm going to go on low heat for now, and I'm going to use a pot like this. You're going to add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil in your pot. Okay, so 1, 2. So we're going to add those chopped onions. Cook the onions for about 1 to 2 minutes on low heat, just for them to start to be translucent. You don't want to color them, okay? Not golden, not brown. Then after 1 or 2 minutes, you're going to add the garlic, okay? And you're going to add the lemongrass, okay, right here. Okay, so add the lemongrass. Then you're going to put about half of the hot chilies, okay? So I'm going to put half. I may put more later, but right now I just put half. So 2.5 cups of water like this. And then I'm going to get my mushroom stock, which is a cube, organic, and I'm going to crumble it. Okay, the mushroom stock. So I'm going to crumble it. And you can put the spice blend. Okay? So you have your spice blend. So all of it. Okay, so mix. And then you can increase the heat and bring it to a boil. Okay, so now my soup has been boiling for about 2 minutes. I'm going to turn it down a little bit to medium. And I'm going to add the coconut milk, okay? So I'm going to bring the can here. So I'm going to bring it to a boil and we're going to boil it for another 2 minutes. So now my soup is boiling hard, so I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit. So let it simmer for about 2 minutes. You can stir from time to time. So then I'm going to put my peanut butter, okay? Then I'm going to add my soya sauce, brown sugar, okay, so all of it. There we go. Carrots, sliced carrots, okay. And oyster mushrooms. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so all this, we're going to stir. And then we're going to bring the temperature a little bit higher to bring it to a boil again. Okay, so my soup is boiling, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I'm going to simmer it for about 3-4 minutes, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do, you have your boiling water, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to switch, okay? I'm going to bring the water here for the noodle to show you. So I put, this is about 3 liters of water that I started with, and I put a teaspoon of salt, okay? So I'm going to add my rice noodle at once, okay? And when you put your rice noodle, you want to stir, like so. You want to make sure the noodles are totally covered with the liquid. And you want to cook the noodles for 4 minutes. Okay. So then we're going to add the bok choy into the soup, okay? So I'm going to move my noodle for now to show you. Okay. And I'm going to put the bok choy in the soup, okay, like so. There we go. All of it. And then stir. And let's cook the soup for another 2 minutes. Check the noodles, I'm going to show you again. So the noodle, I'm going to get one, if I can. There we go. My noodles have been cooking for 4 minutes and a half. They're almost done. They just have a little bite, which is nice. So for me, they're done. So I'm going to remove them from the heat. Okay. I'm going to bring my soup here. That way you can see. Okay, on low. And I'm going to drain the noodle. Okay. There we go. Good. I'm going to put half of the cilantro here. Okay, so half of the cilantro in my soup. Okay, I'm going to put some of the noodle in my bowl here. There we go. There we go. And then I'm going to finish the soup. So my soup is cooked. So I'm going to put a little bit of fish sauce just to balance the salt, okay? If you don't have fish sauce, you can have a tiny bit of soya sauce or just salt, okay? So just a little bit. There we go. So now I'm ready to serve, so I'm going to get the ladle. And then I have my noodle in the bowl. And I'm going to serve this. There we go. Okay, so then we're going to put a bit of fresh cilantro over. Okay. And then we're going to serve it.